Hi everyone, it's Stephen, and this week's module is all about chatbots and conversational interfaces. So I thought I'd record a video and talk to you about it. How's that, huh? All right, so you might think that this is all very modern, which makes sense. But in the 60s, the story starts at MIT, where a professor named Joseph Weizenbaum developed something called ELIZA. ELIZA was arguably the first chatbot. It could interact with people and it basically mimicked a psychotherapist. So you have already sat through a presentation on chatbots from me. It's in the webinar area of recording. Archived, and in that recording I talk about some brands using chatbots already and show some examples. So I want to first of all talk about that as reference, but I also want to then give you some sort of perspective on this. I really do think we're on the verge of a significant change with artificial intelligence and the cloud and voice recognition now at 95%. So let's stop and talk about that for a second. Back in the 90s, you could record, you could download a CD-ROM or buy a CD-ROM for software called Dragon Dictation. And that software would allow you to put on a headset and dictate into your PC. The trouble was, its accuracy rate was terrible, like 30, 40, 50%. So right now, with Siri, Cortana, and other conversational interfaces, we are effectively approaching 95% accuracy. Now, the interesting thing about 95% accuracy is that it actually is the same as human to humans. So, where are we? We're at a space now where machine learning and machines can interact with us conversationally, and it has already started a revolution. So, for Module 8, we've curated a fair number of both video and articles about the chatbot revolution, and it also touches on artificial intelligence, the cloud, self-learning bots, and also basically conversational interfaces like Alexa and Cortana and Siri. So let's talk about those for a second. A few stats about Alexa. Alexa is from Amazon and you've seen it. It's not so prevalent here in Canada, but in the US it's gained a lot of foothold. And at CES last year, that's the Consumer Electronics Show, it was featured in quite a few numbers of integrated products. But the interesting thing about Alexa is the thing that sits in your house and it listens to you, and you can say, "Hey Alexa, please play some Rihanna. Hey Alexa, set a timer," that kind of thing. But the interesting thing from Amazon's perspective, which makes and ships the product, is that when you have Alexa in your house, you spend 10% more at Amazon than you would without one. So it's a brilliant move by a brand, but also it's an amazing technology. And we're going to see more and more integrations like that with conversational interfaces. But for chatbots, let's take a look at what's in Module 8 this week. We have a beginner's guide, and this is a video from a man from Oracle that gives a really good background on chatbots, where they come from, what are they good for, and how they're built. Then we have a history of bots, which talks about, again, ELIZA and the early bot technology. Then we have a piece on the beginner's guide to designing conversational interfaces. And then a video about chatbots in marketing. Then 6 ways chatbots are succeeding in brands, some more examples. And then a really good video about storytelling in the age of conversational interfaces. It's a little long, but it's fascinating. And what I want you to do in this module is get an idea of how this will affect content marketing, right? From a big picture. We're in the early days, so I think being forward-looking and understanding where we are in the early days is important. as you may be able to change the path for your organization and yourself as this becomes more relevant. All right, conversational content marketing, branded storytelling on messaging apps. The amount of time people spend on messaging apps is huge. So you've got an audience there. Then there's an interesting video about Watson and how Watson works. So when you talk about artificial intelligence and cloud-based intelligence, it's a great video. IBM Watson's been around for a while, but now it's being used more and more. And then we've got 10 examples of how brands are using chatbots. So there's a fair amount of curated content here. Poke your way through it, have some conversations about it. What works, what doesn't for you? Or what are your opinions about bots? Share it with myself and the rest of the class. All right? Enjoy yourself this week, and I'll see you soon.